YouTube family, I already know what time it is, man. If you clicked on this video, I appreciate you. Make sure you like and subscribe, man. We going up on the channel. Look, man, we got breaking news. We got Young Thug and Gunna arrested on RICO charges after a failed attempt on YFN Lucci life. We gonna get straight to business because y'all know how we
Hey,
rock
what's
around.
up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. Okay, so we got a wild topic today, man. We're gonna be talking about Young Thug, and we're gonna be talking about his artist Gunna. Now, Young Thug and Gunna looks like they are having some trouble out there in Atlanta, man. Now, there is footage of them, actually, of Young Thug being arrested, man, taken out in handcuffs, and it all seems to stem from this police raid that also seems to stem from this 56-page indictment where they have Young Thug and Gunna included, man. Yeah, this is a crazy story, and this is breaking news like no other, man. So before we break down the story and get to the posts that were put out there by some people from the local news there in Atlanta, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And man, let's get it. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, man, let's talk about this video that's going around social media. And it shows Young Thug being taken out in handcuffs, man. Now, there's a guy from the local news there, and he actually put out a couple of tweets that gave people an understanding of what's going on in this situation, man. And it looks like a big deal. I'm talking about a huge story coming, man. Now, let's actually take a look at the clip of Young Thug.
Police escort.
Now, as you can see in that video, that Young Thug was being taken out in handcuffs, and that picture is starting to go viral, and so is that short clip. And throughout there, it looks like somebody was just filming the whole situation. You can see other people sitting down on the ground. It looks like they, were being arrested, or maybe even
Yeah,
just...
that's probably like the neighbors and shit like that. But if you remember what was going on before Lucci got locked up, y'all gotta remember they was going at it, and things got serious. And then at the end of the day, this the second attempt on his life in jail, I believe.
in the situation, or maybe even just detained. But there's a guy by the name of Michael Seaton, and he's on the local news staff there at WSB-TV,
Or should I say alleged attempt? Because we don't really know what's going on right now.
in Atlanta, and he broke the story, man. And in this first tweet that he put out there, and he put out a series of tweets, and we're going to put them all out here and talk about them. But in the very first one, it says this. It says, breaking, rappers Young Thug and Gunna among 28 defendants charged in a 56-count indictment in Fulton County. My colleagues and Mark, somebody at the same news organization, and I have exclusive details. So basically, putting it out there that he has the details about the indictment and why Gunna and Young Thug were arrested. Now, he continues by saying this in the next tweet. It says, more details. The 56-count grand jury indictment charges 28 members and associates of Young Slime Life, or YSL. Now, I know this has nothing to do with this, probably.
I hope my boy CEO. I hope nobody get caught up with this shit. But my boy CEO Trail just got signed to him. So you know what I'm saying. I hope my boy stay clean, away from all this shit, because we don't know what the fuck is going on right now.
But let's not forget that not too long ago, Young Thug's baby mom actually lost her life outside of a bowling alley, She was allegedly shot and killed by a guy who was apprehended later on, right? And that story is still out there because, we're trying to see how that ends up, right? If he's going to be found guilty or not. Now, there was a lot of talk about YFN and YSL having a situation in the streets out there in Atlanta, right? There was even a news story we did about that. We talked about the whole news story where there was a community activist who discussed that. So this news guy is putting this out there and basically showing that YSL, or Young Slime Life, is kind of being treated like a criminal organization or a gang, you know what I mean? So he continues with this tweet right here. It says, the indictment includes charges of conspiring to violate the racketeer, influence, and corrupt organizations. Oh, man. Stop right there. Once you hear RICO, it's a bad deal, man. Look at YFN Lucci, man. So it looks like this is going to be a RICO case and maybe just a Georgia RICO case and maybe not a federal RICO case, but we will.
So you telling me Lucci got hit with a RICO first? You feel what I'm saying? And then after the beef and all this shit still going on, then they hit Thug?
Man. So it says that,
when you in the streets and you know, like, if your ops get... My bad, shut this door. If your ops get caught up in a RICO charge, you know damn well the police is looking at you, so you know it's time to start shutting shit down. I don't know what the fuck be up with niggas, but we hope Thugger ain't get caught up with this, because Thugger got that music, and he be putting his people on. He damn sure be putting the team on.
They inspired to commit armed robbery and participation in a criminal street gang activity, right? So that's what this is going under. Now, in his very next tweet, he says this. And he also tweeted the news organization he works for. And he says, photojournalist Mark whatever, who works with him, captured this exclusive image of authorities taking Young Thug into custody earlier this evening. So it looks like this just happened, that they took Young Thug into custody. And it looks like...
That's how you know everything was a setup, too. I don't mean to keep poisoning, but how the fuck the news even know what the fuck was going on and get there that fast?
Light outside still. So he continues on with several other tweets. So we're going to run through those because more and more details. Now he says this in the next tweet. It says, according to the 56-count indictment, Young Thug is facing charges of participation in a street gang activity and conspiring to violate the RICO Act, and Gunna is facing 1 count conspiring to violate the RICO Act. So based on that right there, it sounds like they have the same charge, if not a similar charge, Basically alleging that they conspired to, against the RICO Act and that they participated in an organized street gang, right? Now, he also said this. It said, new info. I'm reviewing the 88-page indictment, and there are some very serious allegations against Young Thug. Follow along for additional details. And then he continues by saying, YSL is a criminal street gang that started in the late 2012 in the Cleveland area of Atlanta. YSL claims affiliation with the National Bloods gang. Now, I don't know of any National Bloods gang. The only other time I've ever heard that phrase being said was in the Casanova case. But I'll continue. Now, in his very next tweet, he said this. Now, it continues by saying this. It says, YSL's founders were Jeffrey Williams, a.k.a. Young Thug, a.k.a. Slime, Walter Murphy, a.k.a. DK, and a guy by the name of Trontavious Stevens, a.k.a. Tick, a.k.a. Slug. Now, it also says that Young Thug is accused of renting a 2014 Infiniti Q50 sedan from Hertz Renter Car, which was used in the commission of a murder of Donovan Thomas Jr., a rival gang member, on 1/10/15. So they're saying this happened in 2015 on January 10th, right? So they're basically saying that Young Thug, they're alleging that Young Thug had an active role in that murder.
Now, he could clean that up if he could just say, listen, you know what I'm saying, I rent a lot of cars out for people and shit like this to get used in different things, business-wise, and you know what I'm saying? If it associate, I don't know how the fuck he gonna even try to even, man, motherfuckers just need to shut the fuck up, bro. Real shit.
Now it continues and it gets even wilder. So, man, check this out. Now he says this. He says, prosecutors allege that 2 associates of YSL, Christian Eppinger and Antonio Sumlin, worked to get permission of Young Thug to make a second attempt to murder YNF Lucci while he's in jail in Fulton County. So they're alleging that Young Thug tried to get YNF Lucci taken out while he was in jail, man. This is crazy. Yo, this is getting wild, man. Now, in his latest update, he said this. He said, prosecutors Sergio Gunna Kitchens, associate of YSL, accused of appearing in a video released on social media titled Fox 5, wearing a YSL pendant and a slap pendant. And the lyrics stating, we got 1,000 round choppers. So they're trying to put Gunna into this by him wearing a YSL chain. I don't know. That just doesn't, that's not as heavy as the other the other things that they put in this case so far, that they have in this indictment.
That's a fact.
But what do you guys think about this? Like, it seems like a lot more information is going to be coming out, so I'm going to make sure that I'm on top of it. But this is already building to be a wild story because we already knew that there was a situation between YFN Lucci and Young Thug. Like, they didn't like each other, they didn't rock with each other. You had a whole bunch of different things that went down in the streets, allegedly, right? But to say it in an indictment that Young Thug tried to get YFN Lucci up out of here, or at least his crew did, is wild, man. Now, with that, this has been your boy Big Man. Do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. Peace.
Now look, make sure y'all comment, subscribe, everything like that, all that good stuff. Now, we all know RICO charges, RICO case, them shits don't end well, so, you know, we keep prayers and blessings for their family and shit like that, but we gonna keep up on the news. Y'all already know what time it is. Smack Boy's reaction with another reaction. I'ma holla at y'all on the next reaction just like that. We out.